Oh man,
I'd be so horrified. Like, I have friends all the time. They're like, yeah, I popped a couple edibles before the flight. Like, I would be so nervous about going through TSA and stuff if I was high. Like, that sounds like a horrible time. I don't know. It's like being around your parents or something. Like, I mean, the
worst that could
arrest
happen.
you.
The worst that could happen is like they know you're high, but it's like, what are they gonna do? You already ate it. You don't have any.
Let me smell your breath,
dude.
Oh, it smells like weed. Yeah.
This is that moment where I have a story about going through TSA high as shit, but it's like I've said it before on the podcast. I don't want to be the.
Oh, I mean, we rehash. I at least rehash stories. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll do the Cliff Notes version. It was the first time I met Bizzle, and he didn't realize that I had like never done weed stuff before. Yeah. And so we got like, he was like, what? Well, little fat boy, he got some cupcakes that were edibles. Like it was like the most like food to edible ratio. Most people go for like gummy bears and shit, but I'm like, how about them cupcakes?
Yeah.
So he like loaded me up with cupcakes, and then I had to be at the airport, and I was like, oh shit, I got packed. I couldn't even like fucking pack my bags. Like it was embarrassing. He was like, holy shit. He's like, you ate like 2 cupcakes. Like, what's the deal with you? And he had to pack my shit for me. And then he sent me off to the airport, and I'm like going through TSA fuck like an idiot. Like I put my shit down on the conveyor belt and just walk through. And I'm like getting like scanned and everything. And then this lady starts screaming at me. The lady that like runs the whole like thing where your bag goes through and they scan it. And she's like, you right there. Hey, turn around. Is this your shit? And I like look back, and I had just like placed it on the little spinny wheels, but not on the conveyor belt. And it was just a big pile of shit. And I just look back at her. I'm like, yeah, that's mine. And she's like, well, move it. And I'm like, the lady can't like move it. Like when you put your stuff down, you can like push it on down. And she like fucking screamed. Like everybody has turned around. This was Seattle's airport. It's a decently sized airport. There was like a lot of people just like watching us yell back and forth across 30 feet of TSA territory. And this lady, by the way, had a platform where she was like above me, like 6 feet over me. She was like yelling down at me. And of course, this is like the funniest shit in the world to me, just getting yelled at in the middle of an airport. I thought it was hilarious. And when someone's mad at you and you're smiling back and thinking it's funny as they're actively mad at you, that's not a good combo, dude. They just get madder. I'm not good at hiding that shit when I think it's funny. Because I went over there, and you could tell this lady had kids. She just radiated like angry mom energy. And I walked over there.
Her anger out on our kids after this. You fucked them up.
Well, because I kind of like gestured at the lady that was behind me. I was like, because she was just standing there like an NPC, just like at her luggage, and my shit was right next to her. And I'm like, she can't like, and the lady's like, it's not her fucking responsibility. Move your shit. And I just walk over there and like calmly take 2 fingers. And I look at the lady, and I look back at this lady, and I just push it like that onto the conveyor belt. The conveyor belt grabs the luggage and moves it like just 2 fingers. And the lady fucking snapped after that. She yelled at me the whole way through the metal detector. She's like, get out of here with that fucking attitude. Get the fuck out of my life. I thought that shit was funny. But I like asked Bizzle, I was like, dude, like what if I was one of the people, like I've never done pot stuff a whole lot before then. Like, what if I was the type of person to be paranoid? You just drop me off completely doped out of my gourd and sent me through TSA and stuffed my bags with a bunch of edibles and shit too. I was like, that's not legal. Like, what the fuck?
God. That's fucking scary. You know how like the hottest people in the world are all just at airports, just kind of hanging out? At least it's been my take.
Target like in the afternoon for me, but carry on.
No, an airport in the afternoon. An airport at any time just has got the collection of the hottest people ever in it. When I was coming back from Florida, I fucking was just right next to one, just smoking hot babe. And I put they were like, I hate, it's like TSA people are always so grumpy. Like, yeah, I probably would be too. But the guy's like, yeah, just Like, you don't have to take anything out. Just put your backpack in this little box and shoot it through there. And then it starts going through, and the lady was like, did you leave electronics in that bag and not take them out? I'm like, yeah, he told me to. And he's like, oh, I don't know, man. Like, I'm new or something. I'm like, oh, well, what the fuck? She's like, you have to take all that out. And I, like, got held up, and the girl was behind me. And then I had to, like, bring it over, and I was like, yeah, fuck. And I opened it up, and, like, oh, my God, I had to pull out, like, iPad, my camera, my, like, oh, the Switch was the worst one. Just an uncased, like, huge Switch with the colors. Yeah, I'm like, and I'm like, do I need to take the games out? And they're like, I don't think so, man. And I'm like taking out all the little, like, all my little Switch games and stuff. Fuck, like, this is the least cool looking. Like, it'd been cooler if I had a gun in there or something, or like a bomb.
They start pulling out your D&D dice, and they're like,
little dice, yeah. You fucking roll them like this.
Show us how they work, so we know they're not terrorist devices. Come on,
roll them, make sure they're not weighted.
Yeah,
and get her to blow on them. She has to blow on them.
Blow for luck.
Man, can you blow my 20-sided die, please?
You rolled a 1, you fucking weird pervert. Get the hell out of here.
Go cavity search this fucking guy.
Guy's got a bomb up his asshole. Get him out of here.
You rolled a 1, fucking kill him.
Yeah, that was just like a very slight, very normal occurrence that happened to me. But I remember being like, fuck, like, God damn it. Like,
I used to very much have that, like, I don't mean to, like, demean you or anything, but
you do.